Well, we're doing some interviews about the Wurlitzer and the shows that go on throughout the summer, but while I was here, Chris Mannion popped in, and I was interested to talk to you, Chris, because we're going to probably put this out on a certain day, which is remembering the Summerland fire, because you were actually playing that night in there. And I know you had 2 wonderful years before that, didn't you? Playing
there, 3 seasons before that night. Well, yeah, I only just got out, really.
Can you relive that for us? What happened? You know, from your view, what happened?
Oh, well, it's a long story. There was about 10 to 8. I was playing my set for half an hour till the band came on, and they said, "Can you play a bit longer? There's a small fire at the back. We'll just deal with it." So I thought, oh, the band's late again. And I played on, and on. The compere came up to join me, and he had his eye on what was happening behind me, because I was working with my back to this fire. And he made unfortunate remarks, because he wanted people to calm down and not panic. But then all hell let loose, because suddenly this fire broke out. And no one had ever expected it. No one could have foreseen it. It was just, it was everybody for themselves to get away from the fire. So the next thing I was aware of is the manager, Mr. DeLorca, and some of the band. They ran down with tables and chairs to break the glass into the aquadrome, because they wanted to make a quick way out. Someone shouted to me, "Come on, Chris, get out." And I reluctantly got off the organ, because you never want to believe these things are happening. It's so unreal. And I went round the back of the organ to get my coat. "Get out," they said. And then I went to fortunately, the organ was quite near the door that year. They'd moved the stage. So I got out through a window they'd broken, I think, near the door. Then went down onto the promenade and saw it. It was just so surreal. I went home as soon as I could to the digs to ring my mum before the phones blocked up, and to tell her that I was okay, because I knew that soon there'd be all news on the telly about it. So that was my recollections of a really strange night, very surreal.
So let's dig down a bit on there. When it first started, you'd heard there was a fire, but you didn't see anything. Did you smell any smoke?
No, it was just, I looked at the back of the amusement arcade, and there was like a small flame coming out of the wall.
Yeah.
But no one could have thought that it could have happened. You know, it's beyond the imagination, really.
So it went from a small little fire and a bit of smoke, then it's suddenly just all hell broke loose, you say?
It was a great big 90-foot high place, and it just like that, really.
How lucky are you to be here today, then?
I think very lucky, and lots of people didn't make it, did they?
Yeah.
And those who did make it have suffered all their lives from the injuries caused. So it's very, very sad. But what I like to emphasise is 3 years. It was a wonderful, wonderful place with thousands of visitors enjoyed every day. And, you know, on a bad day we could get up to 3,000 through there.
That day, like we're recording, it's split with rain, but you're perfect inside. I do remember some of them myself.
Yeah, that's right.
To have all the organ and all that sort of thing, entertainment galore, didn't they, really?
Yeah, I was working from 10:30 in the morning till 11:30, and I used to do 3 sets and accompany the talent shows and fill in all the gaps.
You're only a youngster.
I compared everything, but I loved every minute of it, because it's what I wanted to do. It was a dream for me. I'd followed Radio Caroline, and that's what gave me the awareness of the Isle of Man. And I wanted to be a DJ, but I was at school, and so I'd been playing the organ in pubs and clubs in Cheshire, where I come from, for a long time, but working at a steel factory and hating every minute of working, and earning less working than I was at the pubs at night. So I used to say to my dad, this job's killing me, I've got to leave it. You can't, you've got to have a proper job. You know, it's full of Johnny Robbins. But when I got the offer of playing here, it was bigger money than my boss was getting. And I didn't tell anyone, it was only for 9 weeks.
But it's such an amazing place, wasn't it? Summerland was so far into the future.
I didn't know what was coming to. I had no idea what it was like.
When you saw it, what do you think?
Oh, it's unbelievable. And I always love the smell of wet concrete now, because it reminds me of it.
How was it the next day? I presume the next day when you went back, and you must have had a look at it, and could you disbelieve what you saw?
Yeah, well, I don't think I went back we weren't allowed in or near
No.
it. I mean, I just saw it from the prom. Couldn't believe it really. And then the purpose for being here was gone. But my mum and dad were coming on holiday, so I carried on till they'd gone. And a friend of mine, Graham Harding, was in hospital, and he survived it, but only just. So I stayed on to see what happened to him and all his friends. So I played, just for fun, at a piano in a pub up that road there. I don't know what it's called. And just went on like that for a few weeks till, because there was nothing, it had all just fell up, my life had fell to bits in one night.
I mean, obviously Summerland 2 was put up, but I mean, now it's all been pulled down. Did you ever go past there and see the remnants of the aquadrome?
Well, yeah, the aquadrome was great, wasn't it? And I never came to Summerland 2. I'd gone to Eastbourne, and it's the same company as this. But the manager at Eastbourne made sure that I had no idea that the manager here was wanting me to come back.
Right.
But I never got wind of it, because Eastbourne was such a great success as well. And I was only there, in my mind, I was in Eastbourne temporarily. But in their mind, I was there, 23 years, consecutive seasons.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And here you are now back in the Isle of Man with the Wurlitzer.
Yeah, and this is a great opportunity to reconnect with the Isle of Man. And I don't know if you remember Bill Crispoff.
Yeah, of course I do. I work with him, yeah.
He's promised to come tomorrow.
Oh, great.
So that's nice.
And finally, any thoughts what should happen to that site? Because there's obviously different
I
ideas.
think it's spooked, isn't it, really? It just needs to be a garden. It can be a beautiful area. But I don't think I'd want to live in a flat on it. And if it was opened up as a pleasure garden, that would be great, I think. But it wants landscaping. You can't leave it like it is. It's a scar, isn't it? But it's been a scar for a long time, and the Summerland fire left a scar on everyone's minds for a long time. But scars heal, and it's still been a long time now. And the island wants something to attract people back, apart from just the TT, doesn't it? So, yeah, it's a wasted area.